En 1993, Michael Jackson a été accusé d'agression sexuelle par Jordan Chandler. La même année, sa sœur, Toya Jackson, a fait une déclaration publique à Tel Aviv dans laquelle elle accusait son frère d'être coupable. Certaines personnes y ont vu la preuve que Toya Jackson croyait les accusations contre son frère. Dans son livre Starting Over, publié en 2011 et dédié à Michael Jackson, Toya Jackson revient sur les circonstances de cette déclaration. Elle explique qu'entre 1987 et 1996, elle a vécu 9 années d'enfer sous le contrôle de son mari-manager Jack Gordon, un sinistre individu ayant des liens avec la mafia. Celui-ci a gagné sa confiance et celle de son père Joseph Jackson jusqu'au jour où il a confisqué le passeport de Toya et pris le contrôle de son compte en banque. Afin de l'empêcher de s'enfuir, il la faisait surveiller par des gardes du corps et la battait régulièrement, parfois en la laissant inconsciente dans son sang. Il l'a éloignée progressivement de sa famille, jusqu'à ce qu'elle n'ait plus de contact avec les Jackson et l'a empêchée de regarder la télévision et les informations. Quand Michael Jackson a été accusé par Jordan Chandler, Jack Gordon l'a obligée à lire publiquement des feuilles dont elle ne connaissait pas le texte à l'avance, afin qu'elle accuse son frère, que Jack Gordon détestait. Jack Gordon lui répétait qu'il tuerait Michael Jackson si elle n'obéissait pas, et Toya Jackson prenait la menace au sérieux, sachant qu'il était en contact avec des gangsters. Elle affirme dans son livre qu'elle savait que son frère était innocent et souffrait tant après avoir dû l'accuser qu'elle voulait mourir. Elle a fini par échapper à Jack Gordon en s'échappant littéralement avec son frère Randy Jackson, après que Jack Gordon lui avait dit qu'il la forcerait à apparaître dans un film pornographique et qu'il utiliserait sa nièce Randy Jackson pour l'exploiter comme il l'avait fait avec elle. Elle raconte que Michael Jackson avait compris qu'elle avait été forcée de l'accuser et qu'il lui a pardonné. Pendant le procès de 2005 contre son frère, Toya Jackson est venue le soutenir. Sur les réseaux sociaux, elle lui rend régulièrement hommage. En 1993, Toya Jackson était une femme battue, sous emprise et trop terrifiée pour protester, et elle est maintenant la première à contredire les déclarations qu'elle a été forcée de faire. Il est donc malhonnête de prendre encore au sérieux ces images qui sont insupportables à revoir pour Toya Jackson.
At number 5 is this confrontation with Toya Jackson and host Ray Martin on a current affair.
We're not saying it. You're the one who's saying that he's a child molester.
Things became a little bizarre when the conversation turned to accusations Toya had made against her brother Michael.
Don't keep making the accusation unless you don't make the accusation.
Because you know what? You're telling children that it's okay to be abused, and
no, we're
it's
not.
not.
No,
so
we're
all
not.
you
We're saying
kids who are
nothing like
listening to
that.
This, if anybody's touching you,
As the interview progressed, host Ray Martin became just a little bit concerned about Toya's mental state.
Toya, have you had psychiatric
help? The way he's
help?
talking, he sounds like he's an abuser, the way he's speaking.
Have you had psychiatric help?
He sounds exactly like he's an abuser.
Who? Who sounds like their abuser?
I mean, have you been with him? Is that the problem? You've been with him and you're afraid that that's going to come out?
Do you make these accusations
Is that your fear?
Do you make these accusations as
I'm
clearly as
asking
that?
you. That's not an accusation. I'm asking you a question because you're acting as if you have a chip on your shoulder, and there's no reason for you to act that way.
But that's as absurd as everything else you say.
Everything else you're saying, too, is ridiculous. I think what you're saying is totally ridiculous. I am not stabbing him in the back.
Well, Ms. Jackson carried on with that nonsense for about another 25 minutes, all the time being prompted by someone in the studio, but off camera, presumably her husband manager, Jack Gordon, until our bizarre interview ended this way.
People like you will let this go on, and it's very, very
who's
wrong.
Talking to you in the background?
I refuse to sit here and listen to you talk this way. I think it's wrong of you.
Who's
very
talking
wrong.
to you in the background?
So I have nothing else to say to you whatsoever. I think what you're doing is wrong. I'm sorry. Goodbye. And yes, I'm talking to you so you can hear what I'm saying. I can't hear you, but I definitely want you to hear what I'm saying. Because you do have a serious problem, sir. Whatever it is, I don't know. But you do need to go see a psychiatrist. Goodbye.
My parents couldn't go to Japan with me, so they sent him, because he was working with my father, and they sent him with me to Japan. My mother couldn't make it, my father couldn't make it. And when he went over to Japan with me, the minute we got there, he took my passport, and he says, "You're never going back." And do you know, I never saw my family in many years. He would never let me go back. And from that point onward, he started doing slightly little things. The abuse came, the control factor. No, you stay in your room, you don't do this, you say this. I never saw people, I never associated with anyone. I would only go on stage, perform, and sing. Back to the limousine, back to the hotel, back to the plane.
Well, what did he tell you? What did he tell you about your family?
Or have friends or anything.
Wow.
He told me I'm never going back, that now I'm his, and he's controlling me. And that's basically what he did.
Do you think now, how was he able to control you that easily?
Very easily. You know, now that I'm out of that situation, I go, geez, that's all you had to do was walk away. But I couldn't do that.
Why couldn't you?
Because the fear, when someone instills fear into you, and you're afraid of them, and they're controlling you at the same time, and they promise you they're going to kill you if you try to get away or do something, and they're keeping you watch eye there, and they have the security that they hired with your money, of course, and they're watching over you, and when they do that, you're just afraid, and you're afraid to make moves. So this went on for many, many, many years. And
he literally said, I'm going to kill you, your brother, everybody.
Yes. No, not everybody. Just myself.
And Michael.
Michael and Jan. And I believed him. I believed him because of things that I had seen from being with him.
You're dressed like Michael today.
Yes, 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 yes. This is in honor of him.
But in her early 30s, LaToya veered away from Michael into treacherous waters. She married her manager, Jack Gordon, 20 years older, and a convicted felon, who she says took control of her life, moving her away from her brother's influence.
And these kids are going to be scarred for the rest of their life.
During the time of your marriage, you accused Michael of being a pedophile.
Yes.
But I cannot, and I will not, be a silent collaborator of his crimes.
Gordon gave me this piece of paper and he says, read this. He goes, you better say this, you say this.
Jack Gordon forced you to say that your brother was a pedophile. Did you think he was?
No, I did not. The courts have proven that too as well.
Why did Jack Gordon want you to say that your brother was a pedophile?
He had this hatred towards my brother that I can never explain to you why it was.
Just to make things very clear, you recanted your accusation. Are you sure today that your brother never had any undue relationship with a child?
Barbara, Michael is not. He is not.
He is not a pedophile.
No, he's not.